Yeah, no Chris recording today, so we can truly say whatever we want on the show. I hope the audio comes in okay. But Adam, I've been laughing for the last hour since I got off the phone with you, thinking about all the cool things Doug Emhoff could do as first gentleman in the White House.
Well, I'm about to drop my my incredibly self kind of important documentary tour doc for my London dates. But I do a bit about how Doug. I mean, the joke is that I'm an idiot, and I think Doug is just going to be blazing and chilling at the White House.
He can smoke weed.
It is really sick that, theoretic. I mean, we've let these hoes get away. You know, Lady Bird Johnson.
Betty Ford.
We've let these absolute whores. Chris isn't here, guys.
Yeah, we've let whatever we want.
We've let these holes get away for so long. We've let Michelle Obama no fucking vegetables. Lady Bird Johnson, flowers. Barbara Bush, give pussy to everyone. You know, it's just like Doug's project is going to be I hope he does nothing. I hope he's like she comes back from the border and she's like, everyone's calling me a bitch right now, and he's like, the chef made carnitas.
I like the idea of Doug as like a white guy in giant and one basketball shorts who gets everywhere by walking on the shoulder of the highway and is always drinking like a giant jug of Arizona iced tea.
That is really white culture.
Yeah, and he's married to a woman who has a job, or lives with a woman who has a job, and that's Kamala. But just one of those guys who's like, damn, can you give me a ride back? I swear to God, my girl has a job. I'll smoke you out. But the job is president.
Yeah, he's an ass, grass, or gas guy.
Yeah. Well, because if Trump wins re-election, then we get Melania back in the White House, and I think she was unfairly maligned for her eyes wide shut Christmas tree party, for doing whatever she did to the Rose Garden. I don't know. She turned it into probably a place to put for all her makeup. You know how these ladies are like. But with Doug, we have the opportunity for a first gentleman that can finally put a sort of a symbolic agenda out there for the fellas. Saturday is officially for the boys. It's now U.S. government policy.
I just like the idea of her just coming back from a summit with Putin and him being like, why are you always talking about yourself, dude? What about me? Why are you interested in my life? I watched Borat today with the boys. I got a 35 millimeter.
You also said he
what? It was like an arranged marriage, right?
Yeah, no, yeah. Doug is such a warrior of the California Democratic Party because 10 years ago they came to him and they're like, hey, listen, do you remember Kamala Harris? You did a fundraiser for her when she was running for Attorney General. Well, she's getting the bump up, she's getting made. We need you. We know that you cheated on your wife and got divorced. Can you marry her and pretend that she's raising your kids who are already 37?
Yeah.
So people think she's normal. And he was like, absolutely. Yeah.
I thought it was an arranged marriage in India, where she's from. Oh, I'm just kidding. Chris isn't here, guys. Chris isn't here. Just kidding. No, yeah, I think that they were just the Californian Democratic Party was like, we need to get her some dick. We need to get a fine ass Doug in the mix. But it is very funny. They have to do an Eagle Scout project as the
first spouse. Yeah,
as the first spouse. I wonder what his is going to be.
I think it's giving Brazzers passwords to all the fellas in the world. You don't have to share passwords anymore. Just free pornographies and cable TV sports packages for the men of this country. I know, and then I think it's funny.
What was Jill's project?
Jill Biden?
He was making the sad boy sit on Uzbek energy board. Yeah,
I remember
oil companies in China. Yeah,
the last thing I remember Jill doing was releasing a lasagna recipe. So maybe it was that. I think it was more, the Bidens are.
That's sick.
Yeah, the Bidens are older, so her projects were more traditional, wife projects, recipes, book clubs.
My understanding was she was like, you have to keep running for president. That it was like very much the family.
Oh yeah. She's like Edith Wilson. You know, she's like if Edith Wilson was a blonde woman
a doctor
from the East Coast. Yeah, that's one of my favorite memories from the early Biden days, back before Brandonization happened. Was when like there was a minor controversy when like Kevin McCarthy or someone like called her Jill Biden, and all these people were like, she's a PhD, she's a doctor, and then someone recommended, I think, the greatest protest ever, which was they said that there should be a million PhD march on Washington, D.C. to protest Republicans not calling Dr. Jill Biden doctor.
The Democrats. I hate them. It would be sick if Doug's project was trying to make breast reductions illegal.
Well, I mean, I think we have some, you know, there's sort of like a gender gap between male and female voting patterns in this country right now, and I think having a first gentleman. Okay, okay, Adam's getting up to get a package now, but I was gonna say I think it's funny to have your wife have a job where literally everybody hates her, and then you can be like, don't look at me, I gotta live with her.
Got the whole house to myself. It's like I died and went to hell.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of going like back and forth on
Voting for Trump?
No, I've already done that.
Oh yeah.
I got an early ballot. But like I'm going back and forth about like who I think is like most favored here. And like I guess like gun to my head, I still think Kamala is slightly favored just because of like how bad the electoral math is for Trump. But there's no chance that, you know, the honeymoon lasts even like a month. Like she's
they're
gonna be so fucking
mean to her.
Yeah, she's gonna be so detested. She's gonna be so detested, and she's like not gonna understand why. She's going to like do the classic Democrat thing where like the media treats you differently once you're in office, and she's just gonna think it's like unprecedented, and it kind of will be because it will be like the quickest honeymoon since Trump. But like, I was just like, did you watch the town hall last night?
It was.
No, my dad got mad at me that I didn't watch it.
Well, I mean, okay. Did you see the response where she was like, "I'm a bit of a nerd."
So I may not be quick to have the answer as soon as you ask it about a specific policy issue sometimes, because I'm going to want to research it. I'm going to want to study it. I'm kind of a nerd sometimes. I confess.
I'm a bit of a nerd. So
that was a fucking question where like one of these fucking like subhuman undecided voters who they keep in a shipping container was like, "What's your greatest weakness?" And she went, "My greatest weakness is that I surround myself with too many smart people, and that if you ask me my opinion on a policy, I may not immediately have the answer because I want to do more homework about it."
Oh,
but
God.
What's going to happen when there's like a Katrina level hurricane or like, you know, Israel nukes somebody, and she goes out and does that, like the thing that she did for 98% of her public appearances since this summer, where she cannot answer any direct question. She doesn't have any signature like fallback themes like Biden or Trump has. And it's just like, I can't think of anyone like less inspiring for their supporters.
It's going to be like every policy that they have is like, sounds like a Nathan for you. It's like you get a 5% tax credit if you go to the top of a mountain. It's so convoluted, every plank of that platform. I mean, it's so easy to win this election. And they're literally, honestly, when I saw the McDonald's, I'm like, it's a wrap. The boy's back.
Okay,
it was the same as like, remember Biden was talking about his Corvette, and he's like, "I love American muscle. I love to drive fast." I'm like, it's a wrap. The boys got it. When I saw the French fries, I was like, that it was Trump's Corvette moment.
Yeah, when he felt
the Democrats are trying to say, well, real McDonald's people say that he fried them wrong. They're literally trying to do that right now. They're pathetic.
You know, I have thought that he's looked terrible this election, just physically. Like, whoever got him on Ozempic should be fired. They should be exiled from Trump world. He looked like the glow is gone. He stopped saying nearly as funny things.
No,
but
he's back.
Once
you
put him in front of the fries, it was like a bonfire. All his status effects were gone.
No,
all his HP was back.
The French fries were just the tip of the iceberg. I think he's had a great couple weeks. First of all, Arnold Palmer's dick, I was like...
That was amazing.
And I refuse to say it, but when he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there, they said, oh my God, that's unbelievable. I had to say it.
And he's a lot of man. They showered with him, and they couldn't believe how big his cock was. This is a guy who's only 97-year-olds know who he is. Like... Felix, did you watch the Al Smith dinner?
No.
The boy. I mean, Nick DiPaolo, I guess Will told me, wrote for him. And Nick DiPaolo is a very funny comedian who's watched too much Fox News. But, like, he did one bit, which was did you see the de Blasio one, Will?
I didn't see that one.
He's like, Kamala, first of all, didn't show up. It was like... the first Democratic nominee not to show up since Walter Mondale, who famously won one state, right? And he's like cooking, just bars. Because the truth is this, every comic had to like stay at home and get off the road during COVID, and the boy was doing stadiums. The boy is sharp. Like the boy killed Herman Cain so he could just be doing arena gigs. But like, no, seriously. But he's like, and by the way, we have the worst mayor in New York history here, and the weasel, the little guy, the billionaire,
Michael Bloomberg.
Bloomberg's right in front of him, just purple, so mad. He's just furious the whole speech. And he goes, don't worry, Mike, it's not you. Bill de Blasio's here. And he's like, I'm not doing a joke. I know this is a comedy set. He was the absolute worst mayor we've ever had, the most pathetic mayor we've ever had. He did a terrible job. He's like, the criminals love you. The criminals love you. And it was just like, it was so mean. It was like Chuck Schumer was sitting right next to him, and he's like, don't worry. Like, your party's gotten so woke. He's like, Kamala can lose, but you can still become the first female president. He said that to Chuck Schumer. And he's like, he told Chuck that he was going to transition. It's just ridiculous.
It was like the celebrity roast of Shaq where Jamie Foxx just ruined that guy's life.
This is your conscience.
Yeah. Well, actually, speaking of people who Donald Trump have ruined their life, Herman Cain died to bring us Donald Trump Stadium tour. But I've been thinking a lot about Rudy Giuliani lately because, you know, Yankees are back in the World Series. But right as the Yankees enter the World Series, a judgment has just been levied against Rudy Giuliani that will compel him to give up his Yankee memorabilia to two election workers in Georgia that he defamed.
Well, they also have to. They also get to take control of his penthouse, which is probably like a specific racist nightmare he had like years ago when he was mayor. He probably like went to therapy over a nightmare he was having where it's like, I keep having this dream that I'll have to give my penthouse to two black ladies.
No, he has to give it to the luggage thief that Biden had in the administration. Remember that?
Yeah.
That guy, they rocked.
That was the best one.
Yeah. I'm just going to read here. It says, Rudy Giuliani recently lost the civil lawsuit and will now be forced to turn over his most valuable assets in order to pay off debts. According to court documents unsealed on Tuesday, Giuliani has been ordered to turn over some of his most valuable possessions, including property, jewelry, and even sports memorabilia. Included in the list of items to be turned over to Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss is a trove of valuable sports memorabilia, much of which was accumulated during Giuliani's long prosecutorial and mayoral career in New York City. Among the items are a shirt signed by legendary baseball player Joe DiMaggio, a signed photo of Yankee Stadium, a signed photo of Reggie Jackson. The filing also mentions 3 World Series rings that may be transferred to Freeman and Moss, pending a challenge of ownership by Giuliani's son. So, like, I think he had bequeathed the World Series rings to his son Andrew, but now they may be subject to this lawsuit. So that's the Giuliani birthright being taken away. But no, that's not actually my favorite item that is going to be up on the auction block. Authorities are also requesting the seizure of the former mayor's penthouse apartment and a 1980 Mercedes that once belonged to Hollywood film star Lauren Bacall.
Wow.
I think that's awesome to buy a car that Lauren Bacall has sat in one time at least.
The Democrats, the indictments, it's just how far will they go? Like they're just gonna destroy good men with these courts. It makes me so sad.
I mean,
is Adams running in this election or no? When did they vote for mayor? It's like a weird time.
Yeah, no, no. Adams is not standing for re-election in this election. He's got an election coming up next year, I believe.
We're all voting for him, right?
Of course.
Best mayor ever.
We'll see. We'll see. If the Yankees win the World Series, then yes, I'm voting for Eric Adams again.
Who are they giving it to? To two ladies that worked at a poll in Georgia?
Yeah, because it was a defamation suit.
I don't remember what the suits were.
Well, a lot of Republicans, like Mike Lindell and Giuliani specifically, like they were sued for saying like either, voting machine companies were Chinese like operations to subvert democracy or whatever.
Wow.
Or that like individual poll workers like threw out votes.
So these two ladies get like Derek Jeter's underpants?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
so weird. They don't deserve it. 27 rings, baby. We're going to give these two ladies Derek Jeter's cup. We're going to give him his jock strap. Dude, that series was the best World Series ever. Beyond Young Kim.
I guess I should officially start the show. It's Thursday, October 24th, and our guest is host of the Adam Friedland Show, Adam Friedland. I'm letting things slide now that Chris is stuck in traffic. But I'm just going to remind you again, you have less than a week to pre-order Matt Christman's book. And a lot of people are asking, can I still get a copy of the Matt Christman book if I don't pre-order the book? No, there will not be any orders after the pre-order. And the fact that you haven't ordered already is like spitting in the face of Matt and his family. So you have till October 31st. The baby. Especially the baby. And then also just to remind you that our ticket's still available for our Election Day Eve live show, November 4th in Los Angeles, Chapo Trap House, and E1 will be ringing in the election year with a live show, and the several Joe Bidens will be in attendance, as well as Josh Shapiro. So please buy tickets for that right now.
You're going to get the Kill Tony crew also to do, you're going to get Shane to do Trump. Oh, by the way, this weekend, Denver, Colorado, they've given me 10 days to sell 1,200 tickets. My career is failing. Please come. Comedy Works Denver. Please come. And I have a thing coming out. 20-minute little.
Adam, you will have ample time to plug it at the end of the show.
Well, you did your plugs now, but I can't do my plugs? Wait, this is the plugs part because no one's going to be listening by the end after I say it, and you know what I'm going to say. Israel has a right to defend itself.
I want to go back to the town hall with Kamala Harris. We mentioned her response about how she's a bit of a nerd and won't have the answer to a policy question on the tip of her tongue because she, likes to do a lot of homework about the issue. But probably the biggest takeaway from the town hall was when asked about people who will stay home because of the what's going on in Gaza. She said of that issue,
I don't know that anyone who has seen the images who would not have strong feelings about what has happened, much less those who have relatives who have died and been killed. And I know people and have talked with people. So I appreciate that. But I also do know that for many people who care about this issue, they also care about bringing down the price of groceries.
Care about bringing down the price of groceries. That kind of says it all.
Fucking idiots. They're so stupid. Dude, I talked to my sister the other day. It's so simple what they have to be saying. I said I don't want to be supporting this shit. I don't want to be supporting $25 billion to Raytheon so people die, right? And my sister said, I'm a woman and like Trump got rid of abortion. And she's like, I don't if you frame the election that way, it is the biggest winner they have. If you tell everyone that votes for Trump that they're voting against every woman, then they make the election about offering something to people. You know, it's the same way as like Obama cucked on Merrick Garland. It made the election like, oh, we have to like protect the Supreme Court. And a lot of closed-pin voters went to the polls for Hillary. But the entire thing has become about what? The Nazis or something?
Well, yeah, all her answers go back to like either January 6th or like, oh, like John Kelly and H.R. McMaster said that, you know, he likes Hitler and that he's an authoritarian, which is like, that sort of like loses its luster when you're openly going, well, we have the same border policy as him. Okay, what policies of his are like Hitler then? If you like his immigration policy, if you have the same Israel policy, if you have the same policy on all these things, then what is the difference? You could say abortion, but then you are campaigning with two Republican politicians, one of whom was maybe the most evil vice president in history, both of whom celebrated the Dobbs decision.
100%.
Liz Cheney openly celebrated it, but it's easier to be a member of the Democratic coalition being anti-abortion than it is to even condition military aid. That's completely out of the fucking question. But it's a completely confused, just baffling campaign, in part because Harris doesn't have like patter. When Trump gets like when he sounds stupid or like gets cornered or like, remembers that he's 80 when he's on TV, he can talk about like the wall and jobs and fucking deals. The same like three themes he's been hitting since 2015. Even Biden, even when he fucks up, can be like, oh, my entire family died. That's his thing. What's Harris's?
I killed my entire family.
Yeah. My wife was sure a clumsy driver. Now I have this great story. What is Harris's theme? Every time Harris is like, she has an opportunity to like distinguish herself, it's like the same fucking weird word salad. We're looking at opportunities that we can have to come together to form a consensus to which we can hold to account the very ideas that we want to study in order to put into practice what is best to create those opportunities through which all of us. Me and his son watched the town hall last night, and if you kind of like take the pauses out of what she says, she's just saying like fucking nothing 90% of the time. Even when she's given a softball, she was given softball after softball by Anderson Cooper last night to like steer the conversation towards Dobbs, talk about abortion, anything. But it was either January 6th, Hitler.
Who cares?
January 6th, Hitler, and then just pablum.
Okay, first of all, Trump was already president for 4 years, okay? He could have done Hitler, right? He just wanted to go to dinner. That's all he wanted to do. Literally. He let McConnell just do whatever McConnell wanted to do. He doesn't want to do the work to do Hitler. He's too lazy. He likes Buckingham Palace and shit. Like, the Democrats, the only time, correct me if I'm a stupid person, right? The only time that the first midterm for a new president where the incumbent party hasn't gotten wiped was 2002 and 2022. Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know off the top of my head, but yeah, like
after
usually
9/11 and then after Roe v. Wade, right?
Yeah, yeah. If we're talking like, since like the 1930s, yeah.
Right. Okay. Why is that? Because of fucking abortion. Because the Republicans got rid of abortion. It's a winner. Just make the election about the fact that we are going to codify a woman's right to choose. And the Republicans, don't like 85% of people in America support choice? Isn't it? Yeah. Isn't it like
it's overwhelmingly positive, and even the people who say that they are like anti-choice, if you actually talk to them, about like 30 to 40% of them will go, Oh, I'm against abortion unless it's like rape or incest or there's a medical thing or just the woman
Or
doesn't
I need
want
one.
the kid or she doesn't have enough money. And so it's like probably like 85% if we're
My sister is vehemently against like our policy in Israel, but she lives in Nevada, which is a swing state, and she said because of this one issue, she had no choice but to vote for Kamala Harris, and I respect that. I respect that because she's a woman, right? If they just framed the election as offering anything to the voting public, as if they considered politics to be transactional, but it's the same bullshit from these fucking people where it's like the Republicans are like no immigrants and lower taxes, and the Democrats are like, but there's a crosswalk and we made it into a rainbow flag for George Floyd, and he would have loved it. You know, like
they're not even doing that anymore. Like this entire Harris 2024 has been an extended apology tour for Harris 2019 and the Harris vice presidential campaign in 2020. It has been an extended apology tour for everything that her internet addicted staffers got her to commit to in fucking 2019. Everything like Medicare for all or like conditioning aid, all these things that were like mainstream positions when the party was trying to stymie Bernie are now, if they're brought up at all, it's Harris distancing herself from these things.
Who is voting? I go with Dick Cheney. Literally, who's like, well, I was waiting on Dick Cheney. No one. Literally not a single person.
Do you know who they sent to Michigan as a surrogate?
Who? Heinrich Himmler?
Close.
Richie Torres.
Herman Goering? Richie Torres.
Richie Torres.
He's a New York representative. What is he doing in Michigan?
Richie Torres has no name recognition. I mean, I was going to say
he has a huge Muslim population, and he's one of the fucking most vehement Zionists in Congress. For what?
The only reason that people in Dearborn recognize his name, why he has any name recognition there, is because he has directly called for their families to be murdered for the last year.
What are they doing? Eminem was a good move, though.
Yeah.
Let's give him that.
I do wonder.
Did he do his rap? Did he do Awfully Hot Coffee Pot?
No, but Obama did. Obama did some lyrics.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't do Awfully Hot Coffee Pot. Smash it on Donald Trump. His freestyle. We really should have Kid Rock versus Eminem for president. Then it would be good.
And people discovering that Eminem is political now. Oh, how quickly you forgot the song "Mosh" from 2004, the protest anthem of the Kerry Bush election.
Yeah,
wait,
Mosh.
You don't remember Mosh? You don't remember Mosh?
Yeah.
For this monster, this coward that we have empowered. This has been Laden. Look at his head nodding.
No, I was reading Proust at the time. I missed that one.
you were 10 at the time. No, it was.
You might forget his song. You make my pee-pee go doing doing doing. The Crank Yankers music video.
Proust did that?
Yeah, Proust. He talked about he did an entire verse as Triumph the Insult Comic Dog. It was brilliant.
Wow, he was so ahead of his time.
It really was.
But Adam, back to your observation that it seems like malpractice for the Democrats not to offer the voters like the one issue, let alone the one signature issue of which they have like a 100-point advantage on in terms of public opinion. And look, I think Kamala and Democratic partisans would point you to like, her webpage or public statement she's made about supporting a woman's right to choose, but they have certainly not front-loaded the messaging, certainly in the closing weeks of this campaign, about reinstating Roe v. Wade or having a federal protection for a woman's right to choose. No, like you said, it's been the Dick and Liz Cheney show, and this rehash of like the John Kelly stuff about how he admired Hitler's generals, which is like we've heard all this before. Generals.
Wow, I like micro penis.
We've heard all this before, but I know I was going to say though, like I think for the modern Democratic Party, Adam, I think they really regard, especially at a national political level, promising things to voters and like offering them things in exchange for their vote is kind of distasteful. And I think that's why you're getting like the closing argument in the campaign is about preserving American democracy. That like voting and then like it's conceding
From
the
what?
point. Well, from Donald Trump, but like they're conceding the point that they have nothing to offer, and that like she's not going to be different than Biden, or really like not going to be that much different than Trump on a certain couple of key issues as well.
But she wants abortion rights, right? She does.
I assume so. Yeah.
I would assume she does, right?
She does, but I think
they're not going to do the work to do it. They're just
at the same time. I think that like they want to have like a permanent national coalition at the presidential level that is made up of people who are moved by like Richie Torres or the Cheneys, because it is way harder to codify abortion than it is to like, I don't know, sell F-15s to Azerbaijan or whatever their plan of action will be.
Yeah,
like a sort
Armenia,
of like
fuck them.
A sort of like degraded military Keynesianism.
We support Armenia on this show. I want to make that very clear.
I'm Azer all the way.
But you kind of have to go back to like Hillary 2016, who they saw the same opportunity that they could build a coalition that shows up every 4 years that is a combination of most parts of the Democratic base, though lost a little bit at the margins with working class voters, replaced by like previous Republican voters who demand way less of them in their eyes.
Yeah.
But how many of those people vote for the Democrats? Like this notion of the fucking undecided moderate, we know that everyone knows who they're going to vote for. It's a turnout election. You have to talk to the people that are like disgusted by Gaza, and you have to give it stakes. Honestly, I don't want to put too much credit like in this conversation with my sister, but I'm like, that is the one thing that makes sense. Is that she's like, I'm a woman, and I have to do this. I'm in a swing state,
No, and like I certainly wouldn't shit on anyone who made that calculation, right. Because they really do have your fucking you have you in a vice. I'm just saying, like, if I could return to the quote from the Kamala town hall, it's like in making the waning days of this campaign about preserving American democracy and literally saying all the issues are off the table, but like we've got a coalition that includes Bernie Sanders, Dick Cheney, and Taylor Swift, and to just be like, we represent America, so that voting really isn't about wanting to enact a policy or like seeking to, I don't know, have your values reflected in your own government. It's about like your duty as to just keep this democracy going. And I think that's just like, not only is it unappealing to most voters or swing voters, it's just this idea that like, well, if preserving democracy means that like our democratic choice is essentially like removed, and that you just have to vote for like democracy or not democracy. If this is what our democracy has produced, then I think many people will gladly vote for no democracy.
You think like 12 people are going to vote? I have a feeling.
I think it is going to be like a much lower turnout election than definitely 2020, maybe even 2016. I do think that, I mean, if you look at the 2022 midterms and some of the special elections before that, low turnout doesn't necessarily harm Democrats in the same way that it once used to. The conventional wisdom there has changed, along with, things like racial depolarization and like the rise of the normal white voter, the white voter who traditionally like would vote Republican, but is freaked out by forcing 11-year-olds to give birth and like all the fucking culture war stuff that they constantly lean on. I don't see how most people could motivate themselves to care in this one beyond abortion. But I do think, I don't know, again, that might favor the Democrats.
I don't know. I thought that there are more Democrats in America than Republicans. And
there definitely are. But thanks to the Electoral College and things like gerrymandering, and this isn't necessarily reflected in the government.
That thing about like there being more Democrats or more Republicans, it's kind of hard to get an actual beat on that, because there are people who like, have voted Republican for the last like 40 years and just never changed their registration because they live in like Mississippi or someplace like that where, their parents said that they would never vote Democrat their parents said they would never like be Republicans because of like the fucking Civil War or something stupid like that. There isn't like too much you can evince out of just like sheer numbers nationwide like that. It really depends on the locality.
And 3 states also. Really, it's just 3 states still. It's just Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, right?
Not really.
They're breaking the bank on ads in Pennsylvania right now.
Oh my god.
But I was going to say, have you guys seen like the sort of stirrings of the idea that there's an October surprise out there about Donald Trump that's going to be a game changer? And like, I have no idea what it is, but I've seen that like the Democrat liberal media has been, sort of intoning about it. Of just be like, watch this space. It's going to be a game changer. And then the right-wing media has been saying, don't believe anything you see or hear. It's like, deep fakes are real, and they're going to deep fake Trump saying or doing something terrible, and just vote. Just stay in line to vote. But like, what I want to know is like, what is the thing that you think could possibly be out there at this point about Donald Trump? Because like I've heard speculation, it's video of him like groping some woman at a fundraising event, but like,
crucially, the rumor is that he's groping the underage daughter of a donor.
Okay. Well, okay. I guess that answers my question about what's the one thing.
Well, Biden did that, and that was his bread and butter.
Yes, the hair smelling.
I didn't. Yeah. At least I didn't smell her like Biden did. I just touched with my hands. I'm not a sniffer. No, I mean honestly, whatever it's going to be is going to make him look cool.
Even if you're grabbing a child,
you really want to commit to that?
You really
want to commit to that?
No. I don't think I'm saying. Wait.
Yeah, very.
So we
cool.
know it's no. Shut up. So we know it's him molesting a child.
No, I mean like that's what
the point is that we like don't know.
No, it's going to be like the Stormy Daniels thing where it's like, can you believe he had sex with a porn star? And people are like, what a pimp. I mean, it was
no one thought that. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh my god,
what?
You fucked Stormy Daniels? You must be the coolest guy ever.
Yeah,
she's so hot.
Guys in Ohio were like, damn, he fucks porn stars. Yeah,
no one thinks Stormy Daniels is a porn star.
Well, not in your community.
In my community. Looks just like Pauline Kael. Looks just like Pauline Kael. No one I know has jacked off to Stormy Daniels.
Trying to hit him on like a getting girls thing. The Democrats,
but the girl could be like 13 out of him.
No, I'm not talking about a child. Chris, where are you? Chris, who put you up to this? Nick, where are you, Nick? Nick put you up to this? Where is he? He's next to you, isn't he? No. Okay. Save for him molesting a child. But also, Biden was doing the. I mean, come on, brother.
Yeah, no.
No one. Yeah, that was bizarre. Biden was like sniffing and like it was disgusting, but like that never was a controversy for him. I'm saying that the Democrats are going to do something that is going to be like, this is going to be the one thing that works. It's like every single time they're like, now we got him, and then it completely backfires. And yes, Stormy Daniels. Okay, fine. She doesn't have the pedigree of an Alexis Texas. Pardon me, Felix. A mother of a former member of the show. The mother of a former member of the show.
Chris, get back on the show.
Leave that on. That was bars. Please give me that. Please give me one.
That was bars.
Because you guys just made me seem like a pedophile or something. You made me seem like a pedophile. I mean, okay. What I'm saying is this: their smugness with the Stormy Daniels thing. They're like, we fucking got him, and it did nothing because it was like, a rich guy had sex with a lady, right? No one even cared about grab by the pussy. Did what was the repercussion?
Okay, grab by the pussy.
It was bizarre.
We go into this in my limited series on Conservative Inc. debuting December 1st. Grab by the pussy. If he was running against Bernie or Biden or, you know, Theo Bungler or fucking Martin O'Malley.
Not a hot lady like Hillary, you're saying.
Right,
you're a misogynist.
Not a sexy
you're a misogynist,
like
Felix.
Hillary. If he was running against any of those people, it would be the October surprise to end all other October surprises. It would have permanently foreclosed his chances on the White House and probably ensured a 8 to 10 point blowout. The thing is, he was running against the Clintons. And one of the only competent things that Steve Bannon did his entire tenure working for Trump was that do you remember that right after that, the debate right after that, Steve Bannon set up an event where it was all of Clinton's accusers. And the response from Democratic partisans in the media and the liberal commentariat was like, oh, isn't this so ridiculous? They're trying to bring up all these old scandals that like failed to sink Clinton in the 90s. And it's like, no, that's not the point. The point that they were making is that the Clintons have traded on this idea that sexual harassment and sexual assault don't really matter in serious politics. That if you get the job done, it's okay to have done that as long as you are a competent executive. And Trump was just making the argument that not Trump, but like Bannon was kind of making the argument that like, okay, well, if you like really care about sexual assault and sexual harassment in politics, this is kind of a wash. That can only work on the fucking Clintons. The Clintons are so uniquely weak on that. It worked on them, and it gave voters, it didn't win anyone over, but it gave people who were iffy on Trump an excuse to.
But Juanita Broderick and Jennifer Flowers did nothing in 92, right? No one cared.
Everyone, yeah, but that was a totally different culture.
Everyone was.
That's 24 years ago.
That's when it was legal. That's when that you're saying that it was legal.
Well, you wouldn't compare the environment in which McGovern lost to, you know, the 1996 election. It's a totally different electorate. In 24 years, there are a lot of cultural changes. There are changes in the electorate.
In retrospect, it's insane the way Monica was treated by America.
Yeah.
They were calling her fat. She was a child. She was like 20 or something, right?
Yeah.
They were like, look at that fat girl with cum on her dress. He put a fucking thing in her he put a fucking cigar. It's disgusting at work. And everyone was like, ha ha. Everyone was so mean to Monica.
No,
well, I mean, kind of in a mirror image too. Democrats were like, "Isn't this cool?"
Yeah,
Isn't
you're right.
Cool that he fucked a 19-year-old and put a cigar in her pussy.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's my point. No one really thinks that's cool now.
Okay,
except for like very old people.
I'm looking up if Stormy Daniels has any AVN awards because I think you're absolutely off base on this one.
Well, it's funny.
She's a legend.
You bring up Bill Clinton. I have a Bill Clinton story for you here. This is from just the other week. Bill Clinton claims Ethel Kennedy would flirt with me during bizarre eulogy at her funeral. This is some grande dame of the Kennedy clan just passed away. And
William, I know this is your show, and I know I'm interrupting you. 2014 Hall of Fame AVN inductee Stormy Daniels. Okay, Hall of Fame. She's a Hall of Fame. She went to Cooperstown. Okay,
Adam, I think you win this round.
No one cares about Stormy Daniels. Shut up. Shut up. It makes him seem to dumbass guys like, oh yeah, he rich. He's got gold and he fuck.
What race is the guy that you're doing the voice for?
What race?
Yeah, I'd like to rewind on that voice.
Like a fucking one of your Monster Energy Ohio guys.
Okay, yeah.
One of those guys that's like,
all right,
has a kid at 17 and works at Enterprise rental car, and really liked. What's his name? Juggalos? Didn't they nominate?
Yeah,
Kamala?
they did just endorse Kamala, the insane clown posse. Yeah,
we like that. Okay, but yeah, there was this kid in 8th grade named Phil, who I sat next to in life science, and he was terrifying. And he had a bleeding knuckles. He was one of these guys, and he was like a white kid, and he would wear like Averex and like whatever, like South Pole. And I was like, Phil, your hands are bleeding. And he's like, beat my daddy ass. He beat beat his father up. Can you imagine?
I would be terrified of a kid in my class who I knew beat his dad up.
Beat my daddy ass. Yeah. He's one of those guys. Yeah.
I knew kids like that where like they would regularly have like they were in a low intensity civil war with their brother who was like 3 months younger than them somehow, and they would always like fist fight each other over who gets custody of the Davucci jacket.
2004 Best New Starlet. Okay. She came on the scene huge. 2007 winner, Contract Star of the Year. What is contract? That's bizarre. She worked for Blackwater. 2008 Crossover Star of the Year. Oh, what is crossover? What is?
Yeah, you like acting in non-pornographic roles.
Stormy Daniels is one of the most important artists of a generation. All right, let's get back to it. Sorry.
All right. I was going to say Bill Clinton flirting with Ethel Kennedy at her funeral. I got nowhere to go with that now. But Adam, since you're talking about bad kids and the things bad kids do, I did want to transition out of politics for a moment to talk about a very important story. Mr. Beast and Logan Paul stand accused of selling kids moldy lunches. Mr. Beast and Logan Paul are poisoning children with mold. And this is part of their sort of Lunchables brand. And I don't know, like, do you guys remember Lunchables?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were awful. They were. I mean, did anyone like Lunchables? Am I speaking out of turn here? Did either of you guys?
I was jealous. I was jealous of them. I thought it was cool when kids got them.
It was a bad kid classic.
Yeah.
And it was exciting for 6-year-olds, but
they're marketing these lunches
gross.
for like teenagers now.
No, I think Mr. Beast is the same, is 6th grade, 5th grade. But I can't really speak on this, guys. It's a conflict of interest because I am on the mailing list for Feastables and now the new Lunchables, so I did have them sent to my house.
Okay, well, did they have mold on them? Is the cheese moldy?
My girlfriend wouldn't allow them in the house. And I was like, Mr. Beast was kind enough to send this to me. Listen, Logan Paul, Mr. Beast, I'm in that space now. I'm a YouTuber, okay? And so I can't really, it's a colleague. So
yeah.
Whatever happened, it's probably the supply chain and Biden, and it could not possibly be Mr. Beast's fault at all. So I'm gonna stay off this one.
So your Mr. Beast Lunchables, you had them sent to you, but they were not allowed inside your apartment.
Yeah, my girlfriend said that looked disgusting, and to put it out on the street. So I think I maybe poisoned someone outside. But
do you think Kamala would let Doug have his Lunchables in the White House?
No, she's so mean. Probably he probably gets in trouble all the time. He can't do his thing. Just being that boyfriend that does nothing all day and your girlfriend's just stressed out about her day, and then just the defiance of being like, I've been through a lot too. Like, why? Just it's the funniest guy. We've all been there. Like,
desperately searching for some reason why you would also be stressed.
Yeah. It smells like weed that wasn't from today. That was from yesterday. I have gotten the Feastables, and I'm not a paid sponsor, but I am on the mailing list. And what Mr. Beast has done for peanut butter and chocolate, I'm literally not shitting you. It is incredible. It is unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be the president. You understand that?
I have no doubt about that.
Like, more people on Earth know who he is than fucking Austin Butler.
I don't really know. I think Keemstar is more likely to be president.
No, that guy's washed. He's washed.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, Felix, you just said Stormy Daniels was a no account porn star that no one cared about.
I didn't call her no account. You're calling her some. No one's impressed by an 80-year-old man having sex with her in like 2015.
A guy who beat his daddy ass when he's 12 is impressed by that. I can assure you.
That was during the Bush administration.
I know. It was so stressful with the war, and he was lying about Iraq.
That's what the kid beat up his dad. That's what they
My
can beat up
daddy
his ass.
I have never heard anyone be like, "Oh my god, you know who my hall pass is?
Because
Stormy
you're not
Daniels."
hanging out there. You're not at a fucking convenience store in Dayton, Ohio.
Felix is industry. He's not in the streets, so he doesn't. He's not. His finger isn't on the pulse of the nation.
Yeah. I'll go to county. I'll get arrested for something.
I'm sorry, Hassan Piquer is not impressed by that. But the people I hang out with, the real Americans, the salt of the earth, they did a fucking they went. I mean, honestly, the next time I searched on one of the browsers, one of the pornographic browsers, I had to check out because her name was in the zeitgeist. I had to see her work.
So review? Review?
Yeah, not very exciting. I don't really like pornography. Were I a younger man, it may have been titillating, but love is what I'm into these days. Why'd you leave me hanging on that fucking pause? That was brutal.
I'm sorry. I was trying to think about how to segue. Like, who's the woman who just had a kid with Al Pacino has been spotted canoodling with Bill Maher at the Chateau Marmont in L.A.
That's awesome.
What do you make of that?
The man, the charisma. I mean, you can't deny the charisma. Can you imagine him? Like, someone was telling me he goes to bottle service clubs with just girls at his table, and he just lectures them smugly about like the Republican. He's the.
I've never wanted to be a hot woman more.
If I was a girl, I would just do it for the story.
Oh my god! I think it would be really fun to fuck Bill Maher as like a 24-year-old woman.
It would be funny if he got murdered by Al Pacino. Now that Al Pacino does like his voice is now he just does like a he just changed to black guy voice at a certain point.
Al Pacino?
When was it? It was like around the time of the De Palma movie, I think. When he
Scarface or Carlito's Way?
Carlito's Way.
Carlito's Way?
It was in a very similar way to Seagal. Seagal had like a southerner voice, and then he just went black guy voice.
Wait, when was Al Pacino talking like a black guy?
He was talking like
in the rest
like
of
a
his
Latino.
In the rest, no, in every interview.
What movie is he? What are you talking about?
Okay, do you have to be proven wrong? I'm going to go on the AVN award site, and I will.
Best black voice, Al Pacino.
Oh my word! Oh my word!
Wait. As I see here, it says Bill Maher, 68, and Al Pacino's girlfriend, Noor Alfala, 30, seen leaving the Chateau Marmont together in L.A. Bill Maher and Al Pacino's girlfriend, it says here, the comedian, 68, and Alfala, 30, appeared relaxed as paparazzi surrounded them while leaving the ritzy hotel in his black sedan after midnight Sunday. It's unclear what the duo were up to at the hotel, and reps for both Maher and Pacino weren't immediately available to Page 6 to comment. Hours before, Alfala and the Godfather star, 84, were photographed at Chez Mia restaurant in West Hollywood, California together. It says the couple welcomed a son named Roman in June 2023. Well, apparently this Alfala woman has been connected to Clint Eastwood as well. And I think she has some sort of like Bene Gesserit program for like breeding the greatest of America's actors and comedians. But once they pass the age of 70.
Yeah, takes all kinds.
Yeah, apparently I've heard, this is serious, that Bill Maher's got the biggest in Hollywood.
I've heard that as well.
That doesn't surprise me.
He really acts like he just has the biggest Johnson of all time. That's where the smugness comes from.
Yeah, I mean, like,
he doesn't have the humility of me. With a I care about Gaza because of.
I would never lecture a woman on anything.
Good guy. Yeah. I'm just Googling Al Pacino black scent. Not much.
Any results? Any results?
Yeah, a lot. Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines.
Adam, is there any chance you could get some Mr. Beast Lunchables and report back on whether it poisons you?
I feel like, I don't know. I don't want to ask too much of the man. Apparently, like, Caleb was telling me that because like he does it in like North Carolina, that there are like literally like zombies in Walmart parking lots walking around. And they're like, Mr. Beast, come here. Mr. Beast, come here. And they're just like waiting for like a free iPhone 15 or like $2,000. It's so bleak.
Wait, are they congregating in a mall that Mr. Beast has already showed up to and giving people money, or are they just standing there in the hopes that Mr. Beast will show up?
There will be like rumors that like Mr. Beast will be coming to this parking lot of a Walmart in fucking, I don't know, in wherever in North Carolina, and people just like walk around like it's very sad. It's very sad.
What can Kamala do to reach these voters? That's what I want to know. What's their plan for election day?
I don't know. Maybe just try to fucking do a Squid Game challenge where she I think the Elon thing where he's giving people $1 million a day.
Well, I mean, if we can,
they're doing Mr. Beast. That's Mr. Beast style. It has to be illegal, no?
Almost certainly.
Probably, yeah. Well, Mr. Beast, a big part of his content is locking people in locations.
Dude, he
like every
is
Mr. Beast video I've seen.
Human being. It is evil the way he treats these desperate poor people. And
well, what is he supposed to do? He's working with a group of people whose only talent is that they can endure being locked inside of a place. What else is he supposed to do with them? Is he supposed to have a talent show?
What are you talking about?
They can't play the xylophone.
The peasants?
Yeah, just the types of people who are in Mr. Beast videos, yes.
No, they're so happy about it. And when he gives them the money, they cry. They're like, Mr. Beast, you changed my life. No one believed me. I was going to kill myself. And now I have $11,000 from being tortured by you. He's literally the clown from Saw. It is just he's also like stepping it up. Like there was one where he locked people in a room where it was like just the brightest fluorescent light 24 hours a day.
That's horrible.
Yeah,
that's horrible.
Every single video is the Stanford prison experiment. And like the cool thing about it is like his editing style, it looks like channel like 63. It looks like True TV. It looks like it's a television show and it's edited in that way. And I very much enjoy Mr. Beast's content. I do watch it. At first you want to be like, this sucks. And then 2 minutes in, you're like, let's see what this is all about.
Do you have a favorite Mr. Beast social experiment? Or I saw the one where he like bought a town and filled everything with fireworks and then blew it up. And I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. That was the one where, I don't like the ones where it's like, I'm going to buy a $1 boat and then I'm going to buy a $1 billion boat. And he goes through the levels of boats. Those are boring to me. But the one where he's really just torturing peasants, that's the one. Those are the ones I really go for.
Yeah. Did you see the one where he locks all those people in a grocery store?
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's a great one.
But by the end, they're like, I miss my family. It's been 83 days. I stand to make like $47,000. I mean, it's just like, it's just really, these people get so emotional. There's the circle one is great where he has like 500 people stand inside of a circle and then he keeps making the circle smaller and smaller. And people are like sleeping there and stuff. And then his dipshit friends are just like trying to do bits with the people. Yeah, and he just tortures these human beings, and he will run for president as a Republican the moment he turns 35 and win.
No, he's not going to win. Like it's like
he will.
Americans are more likely to elect Keemstar. Keemstar is like a safer bet. Like, bro. No, he's not.
Yes, he is. He's washed,
not.
Bro.
Keemstar is like just entering his prime.
Dude,
I don't even think you watch his videos.
Look at the numbers. It's going to be Mr. Beast against Speed for president. Speed will be a progressive.
Well, Speed is pro-Palestine.
Yeah.
Not the worst choice.
He is pro-Palestine. And he also jumped over 2 Lamborghinis. I mean, it's the coolest thing.
Do we know Mr. Beast's stance on Israel-Palestine? Because I think he'd be interested, because the whole country is kind of like a social experiment about like, what if we put more and more people in one area and less of them in another?
Mr. Beast is undoubtedly a far right wing person. One of his friends transitioned, and they were like supportive of it, but you could just see the like the stink on his face. You could tell that he just stands for absolutely nothing. I really want to know how Mr. Beast comes, because it has to be like the most revolting like set of circumstances, like a fucking Rube Goldberg machine of torture and evil that all results in something like falling into his ass and then him feeling like God.
If 100 people stay locked in a closet for several weeks, it will power a device that shows you a selection from Stormy Daniels' 2014 AVN award-winning scene.
Thank you. Nothing but respect.
All right, boys, let's leave it there for today.
Also,
Adam,
I didn't say it was okay. If Trump molested a child, I did not say that was okay.
Adam, why don't you drop some plugs one more time? If you don't sell out Denver, they're going to kill you. Mr. Beast is going to kill you.
No, I'm releasing this like 20-minute thing from London. I showed it to Will. He said he enjoyed it, but it's much more better massaged at this point. I think it's cool. I really present it as like an incredibly self-indulgent like documentary about myself and how important I am. And then there's like my stand-up is spliced in. I try to do something a little bit fun with it, but it's not whatever. It's just it's 18 minutes of some bullshit that I have to use it before the election because it's all topical, and before the genocide they finish it. So. Chris, take the Chris. Where is he?
I don't. He's in traffic.
We cannot be trusted. I cannot be trusted.
What about your Denver? What about your Denver dates?
This weekend, the 25th and 26th at Comedy Works in Denver. There's a low ticket warning. Low as in there have been 3 tickets sold. I think it should be fun. It's a great club. I really like going to Denver, and I really like it when everyone I've ever known who's like I'm moving to Denver is just like the guy that's like, yo, I made beer. Like you know this stuff we got at the store. I made beer. You want to come over and have it at my house? And then they say they moved to Denver, and a lot of those people have been hitting me up. And I will unfortunately have to see them. So, but beyond that, I'm looking forward to Denver. And what else? I'll be in Syracuse, New York. My career is failing. There's going to be a new. I'll say this right now: there will be a new episode of the Adam Friedland Show talk show that is going to be coming out this week, and you will understand a lot of why Nick and I have been driving ourselves insane the last 7 months. And I hope you're proud of us. You won't be. You're probably going to kill me. Someone's going to kill me.
We will have links to all of those in the show description. Links for your tour dates, to the Adam Friedland Show, and is the special out yet? I mean, do you have a link to the special, or
that'll be out like at the end of this week? I'm just getting the sound fixed because apparently they recorded it on like one of those, like when you have a tin can and a string and your friend is in the treehouse next to you. That's literally what it sounds like.
That's how we started doing this show.
I know, dude. I miss it. Back in the day when you guys were making fun of the retarded 9/11 movie. Chris! 9/11 retard. Chris! Dude, Chris is going to get so stressed.
He's going to be heated. He's going to be heated.
That was one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my entire life.
Those bars. I wish we could go back. That was bars.
And now these freaking Democrats, I can't believe it. They took everything away from us that we love. Felix is moving back to New York. That's another plug I have.
That's true.
Just in time for the World Series. All right, everybody. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.